going on YouTube? My name is Travis and I want to thank you for tuning in to a TDH upload. Today's video is going to be taking this Carolina Skiff live well deck you see behind me and converting it into a traditional flat deck, so that way we can mount our polling platform, our back seat, be able to run and hide all of our rigging and shift cables and all of that good jazz. You're probably wondering, hey man, why would you cut up a perfectly good live well deck? To make this a long story short, I bought this in August or maybe even July. I'll go ahead and throw a picture in. It did have the live wells, but it was cracked down the middle. And you guys can see right here, this is where the crack had started. And this is the center coring of the actual deck that I cut out. It's all rotten and falling apart. Somebody, or maybe even Carolina Skiff, mounted a seat here. I'm assuming, you know, to reach back for your tiller handle. And over time, moisture got into that hole, started to rot all the balsa coring here, and it just rotted this back deck out. So we're gonna convert this into a traditional flat deck, mount the platform on there, the seat on there, and then off my platform, I'll probably end up doing a backrest and just doing some changes now that we're going into a remote setup. So I'll throw in a picture so you guys can see this thing, you know, intact, and then just explain to you guys real quick that the video is going to be probably 2 weeks ago. When we start off, I start cutting everything out and then glassing all the new coring in, and then from there we just get to work and do what you see behind me. So enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys at the end. Look at all that rot. I'm glad that I cut this out. I was debating on it very heavily. So I'm gonna come back up here. I apologize for all the sirens. Anyways, I'm gonna come back up here and follow this along the face as well and cut this whole section out, expose all of this wood. Then I'm gonna take all of these spare bits that I have kicking around. Got a bunch of drops and chop bits and stuff like this. I'm gonna use this to brace this area back up and wrap it in my own glass. I'm gonna grind this all flush, just wrap this in my own glass. So that way I know it's nice and solid across the way. And then I can start chasing out the main crack that comes down right into here and start grinding all this stuff out, cleaning this up. So get all this out of the way and we'll do that. Well, you guys saw it. I jumped right to work, cut out all those rotten areas. If you guys are wondering, this whole core that goes across the beam, this is going to go from gunnel to gunnel. This is a major structural piece here, and the wood is just rotten. It is falling apart. If you look in there closely, you can see that it's just falling apart. So it needed to be done. This is the right thing to do. Even with the center core needing to be redone, I'm just preventing headache down the road. So nipped that all out, cabasilled all down the deck, all along the back side of the wall. The little marine plywood blocks that I cut out from my scrap pieces, I just cabasilled the back of them, and then each edge stuffed them in all the way down, wiped out some resin, and then laid some 10 ounce. I'll probably come back and just clean up the area once more, and then probably add another layer of 10 ounce, maybe even some chop mat, just something so that way I can have the peace of mind that it's got 2 layers on it. I'll probably do another round of chop mat, or excuse me, 10 ounce. And once that's all said and done, I'll be good with that side. Turn the attention over here. Probably won't film that because you guys have already seen it over here. Get that all cut out, get that squared away, and then we'll work on the middle coring, because I've got to grind back most of this wood, this existing wood, or at least bring it to a nice fresh wood, fresh surface. I prefer bare glass, just that way I have a clean and nice prepped area that I could lay down some marine plywood. I'll probably end up using this piece here. Got this guy, that big piece there, that'll probably go down the middle of it, And then from there, I'll have to find myself some marine plywood to start filling in the live wells. The live wells are going to be a little tricky because I'm going to have to grind down the inside of the lip, get in there really well, knock all the gel coating off, and then fill them up with Cabosil, and then stick marine plywood down onto them to cap these off, because these are going to be, well, this is going to be my entire back deck. This polling platform is going to come down and mount to the back of this deck somewhere, and then the seat will obviously be sitting here, and then I'll put a backrest on it. Most likely the backrest coming off the back of the polling platform sticking out, converting that into, you know, my front seat. It's a whole game plan. I've got a bunch of things on my mind that I want to do. I just wanted to start recording this and fixing this thing up, because I do plan to use it now that I've cut out the live wells and decided kind of a game plan. So other than that, guys, I'm rambling here. I will see you guys in the next couple days when I come back in here, have some time to work on this stuff. We'll cut out that side and do the same thing. Well, as you guys saw, we went right to work, dove right in. Let me bring you up to speed real quick. Obviously, I picked up some marine plywood. Talked about that in the last clip. Went ahead and grabbed some of this. This is 1/2 inch 4x8 Meranti. Ran me about $85 a piece, which is pretty freaking fair. Also, I finished out knocking out both the front and the rear of the deck. So there's new marine plywood in there and fresh glass on both edges. This still has a bit of the damage showing still, and then back over here again, more damage showing. This is where the crack was. I still need to feather that out and get that all prettied up, but I will start messing with all of that when I get the main boards glassed in. You guys obviously saw me knocking that stuff out. I went ahead and just used a cardboard template right here, drew that guy up, transferred it over to my marine plywood, cut it out with a jigsaw, and then slowly shaped it. I was gonna have my buddy CNC that stuff for me with his router machine, but it was just easier to use the jigsaw, get that stuff cut out. They're currently glassed up right now, so I'm waiting for those to kick off and dry. Once that's all said and done, I'm gonna mix up some Cabosil, lay Cabosil on the insides, because I ground all the gel coating off these edges. There's only gel coating down here on the bottom, but that doesn't really matter, because the board's actually going to be laying right here on this surface here, and then on this back surface here, and then obviously along this main lip. So as long as this main lip right here is ground down and clean, this edge, there'll be a little bit of Cabosil. That's what it'll be resting on, and then I'll be Cabosiling here in the corners all the way around, building that all up, letting it kick off, grinding it flush, and then building up glass. Basically what we did with the front deck to this guy, just blocking these off and using it as a back deck. So little by little, we are getting there. I gotta let that stuff kick off, and that's really what's slowing me down at this very moment. I can also use this piece here. You can see where I cut out my two pieces. I'm gonna save that 3/4 inch that I showed you earlier in the video that's in my office, and probably just cut out a piece that's roughly this size, maybe a tad bit smaller. I planned on reusing this, but honestly guys, I will probably just end up glassing over the whole thing, just cutting out a new board, laying it in the middle, filling up this hole and this area here with Cabosil, sandwiching it down, clamping it all the way through, let it kick off, do its thing, and then come back, shape it up a little bit, and then layer some glass on it and call it a day. So anyways, there we have it, guys. We are making some good progress on the back deck. That way we can get the freaking polling platform mounted up and get that out of my way, and the Skiff will be looking even better than ever. So I will see you guys. Well guys, we got one board in there, and unfortunately we ran out of our epoxy resin. Second board's gonna have to wait till tomorrow. I was really hoping to get the second board in there in this video, so that way we could do part 2 on this series with doing all the glass work on the top and bottom and getting this thing prepped for paint. Other than that, guys, everything went smoothly. As you saw, my friend Jack came over. He left you guys a nice drawing here, always in the doghouse. He came through, helped me lay out some Cabasil, get everything installed there nicely, did some nice finish work for me, so that way all I have to do is come back, lightly sand it, and then I can lay up some glass. Obviously, we'll do that one in the part 2 video. You guys can check out down here. We've got some Cabasil kicking out there, some Cabasil kicking out there, and I'm going to cut these little tabs off on both ends. You can see it over there on that guy. Those will get cut off, and then I'll grind all the gel coat back around the inside lip, and then we'll tab that in with some 10 ounce and just make sure no moisture can get up underneath this board. And other than that, guys, that's really it. I'm still on the fence whether I want to do chop mat on here or some biaxial, just because it's got a little bit of a recession, and I want to load it up and obviously make it a bit structural, because we're going to be mounting the platform on there, so I want it to bond real good to this wood and give me a nice mounting surface for that, because I don't want to have any pull-through issues or anything down the road. Other than that, guys, that's really it. That hole is going to have to get glassed up. I'll just probably grind out around these edges and then fill that up with some chop mat and do as I did on the gunnels on the Skiff itself. But we're making good headway. I'll probably just end up calling the video it for tonight, though. I do appreciate you guys checking out the video and watching this up. We'll go ahead and close her out. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I do appreciate you guys watching. Be on the lookout for part 2 of this back deck series. We're going to get this stuff glassed up and hopefully sanded down so we can get it into paint. I'm trying to get this done and over with, and also be on the lookout for a formula video. I'm just trying to knock these projects out and get them out of the way going into the new year, trying to get everything cleaned up in the shop and get that boat in the freaking water, hopefully. So be on the lookout for both of those videos, and I will see you guys in one of these next uploads. So have a good night. Appreciate you watching. Later.